The Great Pyramid of Giza. Located on the outskirts of Cairo, Egypt, is one of the most extraordinary monuments of human history and a testament to the ingenuity of ancient civilizations. Constructed during the 4th dynasty of the Old Kingdom of Egypt, the pyramid was built as a monumental tomb for Pharaoh Khufu, also known as Cheops, and it epitomizes the grandeur and sophistication of ancient Egyptian culture. Rising to an awe-inspiring height of approximately 146 meters, 481 feet, the Great Pyramid held the title of the tallest man-made structure in the world for an astounding 3,800 years until the construction of the Lincoln Cathedral in England during the 14th century. This towering edifice was originally capped with a gleaming casing of Tura limestone that would have reflected the sun's rays, making the pyramid shine like a gem in the desert. It is composed of an estimated 2.3 million limestone blocks, each weighing between 2.5 to 15 tons. Transporting and assembling these massive stones without the aid of modern machinery speaks volumes about the ancient Egyptians' engineering prowess and organizational skills. Recent studies suggest that a workforce of tens of thousands of skilled laborers and artisans worked diligently over a period of approximately 20 years to complete this monumental project. The pyramid's construction techniques have been the subject of much debate and speculation. Various theories have been proposed, ranging from ramps and levers to more unconventional methods involving water or even extraterrestrial assistance. While the exact methods remain a mystery, ongoing archaeological research continues to shed light on the innovative techniques used by ancient Egyptians. One of the most astounding aspects of the Great Pyramid is its precise alignment with the cardinal points of the compass. The sides of the pyramids are almost perfectly oriented to true north, south, east, and west, with an accuracy that is unmatched by many modern constructions. This remarkable feat was achieved using only rudimentary tools, highlighting the ancient Egyptians' sophisticated understanding of astronomy and geometry. Today, the Great Pyramid of Giza stands as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It attracts millions of visitors each year, captivating their imaginations and offering a glimpse into the distant past. As scholars and enthusiasts continue to study and explore this magnificent structure, the Great Pyramid remains a symbol of human achievement and a testament to the enduring spirit of exploration and discovery. Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Described by ancient writers such as Herodotus and Strabo, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon are one of the most enchanting and elusive wonders of the ancient world, shrouded in mystery and debate. These legendary gardens, if they truly existed, were a marvel of human ingenuity and a testament to the grandeur of the ancient city of Babylon. They are believed to have been constructed by King Nebuchadnezzar II in the 6th century BCE as a spectacular gift for his wife, Amytis of Media. The queen, who had hailed from the verdant hills of Media in present-day Iran, longed for the lush landscapes of her homeland, and the king, in an extraordinary display of devotion, is said to have ordered the creation of these remarkable gardens to console her. The Hanging Gardens were described as a series of ascending terraced gardens, brimming with a dazzling array of exotic plants, fragrant flowers, and towering trees, creating an oasis of greenery amidst the arid Mesopotamian landscape. The terraces were said to rise to a height of approximately 75 feet, 23 meters, making the gardens appear as if they were suspended in mid-air, a sight that must have seemed miraculous to those who beheld it. One of the most captivating aspects of the Hanging Gardens is the ingenious water supply system that supposedly sustained this lush paradise. According to ancient accounts, a complex mechanism was devised to lift water from the nearby Euphrates River to the highest terraces of the gardens. This system, often compared to a primitive form of the Archimedean screw, involved a series of pumps, channels, and cisterns that worked in harmony to ensure a constant supply of water, crucial for the survival of the diverse plant life. The sheer sophistication of this irrigation system has fascinated historians and engineers for centuries, as it highlights the remarkable technological advancements of ancient Babylonian society. The allure of the Hanging Gardens is further enhanced by the fact that no definitive archaeological evidence of their existence has been found to date. This has led to much speculation and debate among scholars. Some suggest that the gardens might have been purely mythical, a creation of poetic imagination rather than historical reality. Others propose that they might have been located in a different place altogether, possibly in the Assyrian city of Nineveh, based on recent archaeological findings that suggest similar structures existed there. Statue of Zeus at Olympia. Created by the renowned sculptor Phidias around 435 BCE, the statue of Zeus at Olympia was one of the most awe-inspiring masterpieces of ancient Greek art, a testament to the grandeur and artistic genius of the period. This colossal statue was housed in the magnificent temple of Zeus, located in the sacred sanctuary of Olympia, Greece, a site revered for its religious and cultural significance. The statue of Zeus depicted the king of the gods seated majestically on a grand throne, crafted from a combination of ivory and gold. Standing approximately 12 meters, 40 feet tall, the statue was an imposing sight, towering over worshippers and visitors with an almost otherworldly presence. Phidias, the genius behind this magnificent creation, was widely regarded as one of the greatest sculptors of ancient Greece. His meticulous attention to detail and unparalleled artistic skill were evident in every aspect of the statue. Zeus's flowing beard, meticulously carved from ivory, seemed to ripple like waves in a gentle breeze, with a serene and majestic expression conveyed both wisdom and benevolence. The god's eyes, inlaid with precious stones, sparkled with a lifelike intensity, as if Zeus himself were gazing down upon his worshippers. The throne on which Zeus sat was a masterpiece in itself, intricately decorated with scenes from Greek mythology and adorned with gold and ebony. Lions and sphinxes, symbols of strength and guardianship, flanked the armrests, while depictions of the gods and heroes of Olympus added to the divine ambience. The statue of Zeus quickly became one of the most celebrated works of art in the ancient world, drawing visitors from far and wide. Its fame spread through the writings of ancient historians and travelers, who marveled at its beauty and the divine presence it seemed to emanate. The legacy of the statue of Zeus endured long after the decline of ancient Greece. Although the statue itself was eventually lost to history, possibly destroyed during the fire that ravaged the temple of Zeus or carried off to Constantinople where it met an unknown fate, its memory lived on through descriptions and replicas. The artistry and craftsmanship of Phidias continued to influence subsequent generations of artists, and the statue remained a symbol of the pinnacle of ancient Greek art and the enduring power of myth and religion. Temple of Artemis at Ephesus. The Temple of Artemis stood proudly in the heart of present-day Turkey, in the city of Ephesus. This majestic temple was dedicated to the Greek goddess Artemis, revered as the protector of Ephesus, the goddess of the hunt, wilderness, and childbirth. The original construction of the temple dates back to around 550 BCE, commissioned by the wealthy Lydian king Croesus and designed by the famed architect Chersiphron. From the outset, the temple was destined for greatness. It was built on a grand scale, measuring approximately 115 meters in length and 55 meters in width, with a height that soared to about 18 meters. The structure was surrounded by a veritable forest of 127 gleaming marble columns, each standing an impressive 18 meters tall. These columns were not merely functional, they were intricately carved with exquisite reliefs that depicted various scenes from mythology and local legends. The Temple of Artemis was not just a place of worship, it was a symbol of the prosperity and sophistication of Ephesus. Pilgrims, traders, and tourists from across the ancient world would flock to this magnificent edifice, eager to behold its beauty and seek the blessings of the goddess. The temple's inner sanctum housed a towering statue of Artemis, adorned with gold and precious stones, reflecting the wealth and devotion of her followers. Throughout its history, the temple saw several reconstructions, each grander than the last. The most magnificent rebuilding occurred after a devastating flood in the 7th century BCE, and again after an act of arson by Herostratus in 356 BCE, a man seeking notoriety by destroying one of the most beautiful buildings in his time. The Ephesians, undeterred by such calamities, rebuilt the temple with even greater splendor. They employed the finest craftsmen and artists, ensuring that the new temple would surpass its predecessor in grandeur and beauty. Despite its eventual destruction, the legacy of the Temple of Artemis endures. The ruins that remain are a testament to the ingenuity and devotion of the ancient Ephesians. The temple's story continues to captivate historians, archaeologists, and tourists, serving as a poignant reminder of a time when gods and mortals walked together in the grand halls of one of the ancient world's most splendid sanctuaries. Mausoleum at Halicarnassus. Built in the ancient city of Halicarnassus, which is modern-day Bodrum in Turkey, around 353 BCE, the mausoleum was not merely a tomb, but a monumental celebration of love, power, and architectural genius. This magnificent structure was commissioned by Artemisia II of Caria to honor her beloved husband, Mausolus, a satrap in the Persian Empire. Their deep bond and Artemisia's profound grief for her husband inspired the creation of a tomb that would transcend time and become one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Designed by the brilliant architects Satyrus and Pythias, the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus was a testament to the grandeur of ancient engineering and artistry. The structure rose majestically to a height of approximately 45 meters, 148 feet, making it a towering landmark visible from miles around. It was an architectural marvel, combining elements of Greek, Egyptian, and Lycian styles, reflecting the diverse cultural influences of the region. The mausoleum's exterior was adorned with intricate sculptures and elaborate reliefs, meticulously crafted by some of the most renowned artists of the time, including Scopas, Byraxis, Leohares, and Timotheus. These masterpieces depicted scenes from Greek mythology, battles, and the illustrious life of Mausoleum. The detailed carvings brought the walls of the mausoleum to life, portraying gods, goddesses, warriors, and chariots in dynamic and dramatic poses. Atop this magnificent structure stood a colossal marble chariot statue, driven by Mausoleum and Artemisia themselves, symbolizing their eternal journey together. This crowning piece was not only a symbol of their power and status, but also a poignant representation of their undying love and unity, even in death. The interior of the mausoleum was just as splendid as its exterior. It housed the tombs of Mausoleum and Artemisia, surrounded by lavish decorations and precious offerings. The chambers were designed to be as grand as the exterior, ensuring that the final resting place of Mausoleum would be fit for a king. The mausoleum's architectural splendor and artistic magnificence did not go unnoticed by the ancient world. It became a source of inspiration for subsequent funerary monuments throughout history. Its influence can be seen in the design of grand tombs and memorials, from the Tomb of Augustus in Rome to the Taj Mahal in India. The term mausoleum itself has become synonymous with monumental tombs, forever linking the legacy of Mausoleum and Artemisia and the architectural wonders they inspired. Archaeologists and tourists who marvel at the remnants of its former glory. The story of the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus continues to captivate the imagination, reminding us of a time when love, art, and architecture converged to create one of the most magnificent wonders of the ancient world. Colossus of Rhodes. Erected on the sun-drenched Greek island of Rhodes around 280 BCE, the Colossus was an awe-inspiring feat of ancient engineering and artistry. This gigantic bronze statue depicted the sun god Helios, a fitting symbol for an island bathed in sunlight and renowned for its vibrant culture and maritime prowess. The creation of this magnificent monument was entrusted to Charles of Lindos, a brilliant sculptor and a disciple of the famous Lysippus, ensuring that the Colossus would not only be a marvel of size, but also of artistic excellence. Towering over 30 meters, approximately 100 feet in height, the Colossus stood sentinel at the entrance of the bustling harbor of Rhodes. This strategic location was no accident. It was meant to welcome ships and visitors from across the Mediterranean, proclaiming the island's wealth, power, and artistic sophistication to all who arrived. The sheer scale of the statue was unprecedented, making it one of the tallest statues of the ancient world, rivaled only by the grandeur of the pyramids of Egypt. The process of constructing the Colossus was a monumental endeavor, taking 12 years to complete. Charles and his team of skilled artisans worked tirelessly to cast and assemble the bronze sections that would form the statue. The Colossus was built over a massive stone pedestal, designed to withstand the elements and the test of time. The interior framework was a marvel of engineering, using iron and stone to support the colossal weight of the bronze exterior. The statue of Helios was depicted in a powerful, commanding stance, with one hand shielding his eyes as he gazed out to sea, and the other holding a torch aloft, symbolizing the light of the sun guiding sailors safely to shore. His face was said to radiate a serene, godlike majesty, capturing the divine essence of the sun god. The Colossus' shimmering bronze surface reflected the sunlight, making it visible from miles away. Despite its eventual destruction by a devastating earthquake around 226 BCE, the legacy of the Colossus lived on. The statue broke at the knees and toppled over, but even in ruins, it continued to inspire awe and admiration. For centuries, the fallen Colossus lay where it fell, its enormous pieces drawing visitors from far and wide who marveled at the remnants of its former glory. The story of the Colossus of Rhodes became legendary, a symbol of the island's enduring spirit, resilience, and maritime dominance. Its image and idea have permeated cultural references throughout history, inspiring countless works of art, literature, and even modern engineering projects. The Statue of Liberty, for instance, is often seen as a modern-day homage to the Colossus, standing as a beacon of freedom and welcome to all who approach New York Harbor. Lighthouse of Alexandria. Also known as the Pharos of Alexandria, this ancient lighthouse was a beacon of ingenuity and a marvel of ancient engineering, constructed on the island of Pharos around 280 BCE during the prosperous reign of Ptolemy II of Egypt. Designed by the architect Sostratus of Cnidus, the lighthouse was not only a practical maritime tool, but also an architectural wonder, standing approximately 100 meters, 330 feet tall. It was one of the tallest structures of its time, rivaling even the Great Pyramids in its imposing grandeur. Its innovative structure featured a series of 3 stacked levels, each meticulously crafted to withstand the harsh marine environment and the test of time. The first level was a massive square base, solid and robust, anchoring the lighthouse firmly to the island. The second level was octagonal, a unique design choice that added to the structure's stability and aesthetic appeal. The third and final level was cylindrical, tapering gracefully to a platform where the beacon was housed. Atop this magnificent structure was a colossal mirror, an ingenious feature that reflected sunlight during the day, creating a dazzling beam visible for miles out at sea. This mirror was said to be so powerful that it could set enemy ships on fire, though this is likely more myth than reality. At night, a roaring fire was lit in the lighthouse's upper chamber, casting a guiding light that pierced through the darkness, ensuring that ships could navigate safely into the bustling harbor of Alexandria, one of the busiest and most important ports of the ancient world. The Pharos of Alexandria was more than just a lighthouse. It was a symbol of the city's immense wealth, advanced knowledge, and maritime dominance. Alexandria, founded by Alexander the Great and further developed by his successors, the Ptolemies, was a center of learning and culture. The lighthouse stood as a testament to this legacy, reflecting the city's importance as a hub of commerce, science, and innovation. The construction of the lighthouse was a colossal undertaking, requiring vast resources and labor. Craftsmen and laborers from across the Hellenistic world were brought together to build this towering beacon. Despite its eventual demise, likely caused by a series of earthquakes between the 10th and 14th centuries, the legacy of the Lighthouse of Alexandria endures. Its influence can be seen in the design of subsequent lighthouses throughout history. The very word Pharos became synonymous with lighthouses in many languages, a lasting tribute to the original wonder.